Hello and thanks for joining me. Well, today we're going to restore a drill press vise. And it came with my drill press, the last one I restored, and I bought a better vise, or a more appropriate vise I should say. But this one's kind of unique, and I can't bring myself to throw it in the recycle. I need it like a hole in my head. But we're going to restore it anyway and see what we can do with it. Let's take a look at it. There it is right there. It's got like a cam lock. It's got several broken pieces and a whole bunch of holes from where somebody drilled into it. Pock marks, whatever you want to call it. I was kind of wondering if I could heat this up and then TIG weld filler in there and then mill the top off. Kind of drastic, but anyway, let's start taking it apart and we'll throw it in some evapor rust and see what it looks like. It's been repaired before. I believe that's brazed right there. There's the cam. Obviously that's not original. We'll make a spacer to go in there. There's a broken casting right there, and that may be a big issue right there. Or maybe we can fix it. T-nut. Interesting challenge anyway. Missing one jaw, we'll have to make a jaw for it. Not sure why, but this jaw has extra holes in it. Okay, I got it all cleaned off with solvent, and I'm going to use stuff here, Crown Spray Power. If you heat it up in a microwave, it really works better. I didn't get it extremely hot, but it really works good. Apparently it doesn't have to be super hot, but getting it spray power about, I don't know, 150 degrees does a lot. Okay, I'm going to go take this outside and rinse off the spray power. And we'll stick it in some evapor rust. Here we go. I had this evapor rust left over from using it on my mill. We'll let that soak overnight and see what it looks like tomorrow. Well, it's been about 5 hours and it's looking pretty good. So let's get this out of here and rinse it off, see what we got. Well, there it is. That's the spacer I just made. I made it a little bit thicker than I needed. If necessary, I'll cut it down some. I won't know until I get it all assembled. It takes the place of these two washers. So the next step will be filling in these holes. There's a couple right there. I don't know if I'll fill them in or not. I got to weld that. That's probably the worst thing. That's just crumbling right there. Fortunately, when that clamps, it's pushing that way, but then when you release it, that's even loose on there. It pulls back this way, which would break it. But yeah, I don't know. That might be kind of hard to fix. I'm wondering if I should weld in take a mill and bore straight down all the way through and then weld a sleeve in there. I may try welding it first. If that fails, brazing it probably. If that fails, I will put a sleeve on there, weld a sleeve in there. Okay, that's fairly bad. I was considering welding it, but I think I'm going to braze it. I'm going to braze it with silicone bronze. Would that be called bronzing it? But that's the process used for TIG brazing, silicone bronze. And I haven't had the greatest luck doing it before. But we're going to try it again. I think I was using too much amperage before. Okay, I'm going to start in the deepest spots and then work my way up. I've considered preheating this, and maybe I should. I don't know. This is straight out of Evaporust. I did run a wire brush over it, although the wire brush did not get to the bottom. But if it's rinsed with water, hopefully it's clean enough to braze. Well, everything's really hot, and I bought a brazing rod, and obviously I've got enough on there. I got a feeling I will have to mill that off and then go back and touch it up and mill it again. That's okay, it's mostly cosmetic anyway. Okay, I think I got this tram in here. Within about a 1/2 thousandths. Well, this may be too slow, but I'm going to try high-speed steel. Hopefully a little sharper at low RPM and see what it does. Okay, going back to carbide. Brand new 5/8 carbide end mill. Okay, I forgot about this spot here. This crack spot. It looks like a mess, but it might actually work. Obviously, I'm going to have to grind some off quite a bit. Well, let's put this thing together. I might have to mill a little bit off of that to compensate for what I milled on this. It was really, it feels good. I took in fact, it didn't even take anything off right here. So I just barely kissed the surface of that. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I might fill that with some JB weld or something like that. I've never used JB weld. A lot of people swear by it. We're going to put it together and see what it does. I'd had some burrs right there. Probably need to take a file to them. Well, it works. Now we're going to make some vise jaws. These are completely worn out. Okay, I'm making the jaws now, just squaring up the ends. 0, 100,000. 785, reset to 0. 785 is 2.5 inches, a little over 4 inches here, so I want to reset to 0 and move 2 inches. Using this tap heavy from Master Fluid Solutions, real thick. Seems to work really well for hand tapping. Well, one set of jaws was missing on this thing, and it's got these screws. They're special screws. I don't know what you call them. Pan head, like that. Philistor head, or I don't remember. But I don't have any of those type of screws for the short side. So I ground down some socket head. I think they'll work. Yeah, I may have to see if I can't find some of those screws. Looks like I got the hole spacing just about perfect. This one's a little snug. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Line up good too. I like it. Okay, I was gonna touch up my ugly braze job with some JB weld. Then I thought, I got all kinds of metal filings here. I'm going to mix some metal filings in with the epoxy and see what happens. Yeah, let's make a little more. Oop. I was going to put a little, I think I put too much. Crap. It's 5-minute epoxy, and I'll give it about 20 minutes to dry good and hard, and then try filing it off, see what happens. Okay, that worked okay. I don't recommend it. The epoxy is kind of gummy, and maybe it'll harden. I've just let it dry about 5 hours, and I don't think that's enough. I'm sure it'll harden more with time. Okay, now I gotta wait for that handle to dry, and then we'll finish assembly. And it's done. Well, I'm not much on the sticker thing, but James P. is a big fan and just sent me one from the shed shop. So we're gonna put that up there. Well, there's my repair job all done. It's not too bad. That's braze and metal filings from my bandsaw mixed with epoxy and put in there to kind of patch it. It's turned out real smooth. Yesterday I was filing on it and I thought, well, this is not working too good, but today I took a little sandpaper to it and it was hard enough. I just didn't wait long enough for it to harden, but it did rather well. So let's put this thing back together here, see how it does. Certainly not perfect, but it's a pretty cool little vise. See, spacer. And that goes on there. Well, there's how it works. Let's try clamping a piece. Okay, here's how it works. Be good for production. One thing I don't understand on it is why there's no method of holding it down. Seems like it'd be better to use if there was a method of holding it down. However, it does have something on the back to lock into a table. So maybe that was the main reason for it. Maybe I should mill like a cutout right there to bolt to a table. Wouldn't be original then. I'll just leave it like that. Well, that about wraps it up for today. One of my viewers expressed an interest in this vise and I thought I'd send it to him. Like I said before, I don't really need the vise, so fixed it up and he liked it, so he's getting it. Thanks for joining me. Be sure and subscribe and ring that bell.